Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Chelsea J Experience. I am so excited to answer another question for you all. And again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sending in your questions, and thank you for leaving comments below. By the way, if you are enjoying this career advice and it has helped you navigate, and you want to support my efforts and support my content and everything that I give on this channel and in these episodes, please feel free to use the link below to donate. I will make sure to leave it in the description. All right, let's go ahead and get to today's question. Let me pull it up here. Ooh, this is an interesting one. It's all about being a good coworker. Hi, Chelsea. I've struggled a lot at my current job due to my coworkers being bullies, constantly sabotaging my work and lying on me. I think more professionals need to learn how to be a better coworker. What do you think people should know when it comes to being a good coworker? And this is from Dylan. Dylan, this is such a great question. And honestly, I don't think enough people talk about what it takes to be a good coworker. So let's see. This is going to be off the top of my head. There are many ways that you can be a good coworker, but I am going to give you 10 ways and I am going to try to keep track so I don't go under or over. All right. I would say that the number one way that you could be a good coworker is just being kind. How about that? Kindness never goes out of style. Uh, Being helpful is another one. If you see a coworker struggling and they're having a hard time figuring something out, or if you see them with a bunch of stuff in their hand in the office and you know that they have a lot on their plate and they look like they could use some help, go help them. Ask them how you can help them out. I can't tell you how many times that even, when I was working in the office, coworkers would watch each other struggle, whether it was with the workload or if they were carrying tons of papers or if they were trying to get through the door, find their notes in a meeting. I can't tell you how many times I've watched people just sit there and watch them struggle. Please be helpful. People appreciate it. And it is kind, right? Being helpful is kind. Number three, I would say being respectful is important when it comes to being a good coworker. And you can be respectful in so many different ways. You can show respect by respecting your coworkers' boundaries, respecting their time, respecting their work, being respectful in the way that you speak to them. In toxic workplaces, I see a lot of employees yelling at each other, cursing at each other, raising their voices. Be respectful. And what's that old phrase from back in the day? Treat others how you would want to be treated. Try doing that. Let's see. How else can you be a good coworker? Speaking up for your coworker. That's a huge one. And it's also a way to build trust as well. So, for example, if you're in a meeting and your coworker throws out an idea and you notice that everybody ignores it and just kind of moves on. I've seen that in person. My clients have dealt with that as well. Be the person who lifts your coworker's voice up and say, "Hey, let's talk about what so and so just said. Let's not skate over their idea. Let's explore that a little bit more. Let's give it some recognition." That's a good way to be a coworker. How about not gossiping about your coworkers? Please avoid that. That is one of the things that creates toxic work environments. Gossiping. Do not talk about your coworker behind their back. If you have an issue with them, approach them, talk to them, squash it with them. Don't go all around Jacob's barn and talk to everyone else and get everyone else all worked up and just spreading lies. It's not nice, it's not kind, and it's really unnecessary. All right, I think we were on 5. Let's see here. How else can you be a good coworker? I know as soon as I log off this episode, I'll have 10 more ideas in my head. I would also say being trustworthy is a big one. If your colleague tells you something, don't go spread it and share it with other people. That's a big one. Being a coworker also includes being supportive. If you see that your coworker is struggling or they need some backing on an idea that they have, be supportive and help where you can. Also, be encouraging to your coworkers. We all have bad days where we struggle and things don't go as planned. Be the coworker who offers them a kind word, some words of encouragement to get them through their day. Say, you can do this. You have amazing skills. You're super smart. I've seen you do this before. Be that person who just pours into your coworker and is kind that way, right? Let's see. What else can you do to be a good coworker? Feel free to leave things in the comment as well. I would say listen. That's another one. I would say listen. Be a good listener. I noticed that a lot of coworkers, and we all have had those coworkers that just like to talk, 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 and it's all about them. Be a listening ear. If your coworker needs to talk, if they need to vent, just listen. Take it in. Sometimes people need to get things off their chest, and don't try to cut them off. And I would say last but not least, be open-minded and don't be so judgmental. I know a lot of us, well, all of us actually have our own biases and opinions when it comes to things, and we like to shame others for their thoughts and their beliefs, but it's really not our place to do that. So be open-minded whenever someone with a different background or different views are talking to you, and don't condemn them for what they believe in. Be open-minded. Not saying that you have to believe what they say, but just be open-minded and take it in. Those are my tips for being a good coworker. Like I said before, I'm answering these questions off the top of my head just because we're having a conversation here. And that's how I want this new series to be. I want it to be like two friends talking, because this is how I talk to my friends and family in real life, right? And you're a part of that crew. All right. I'm sure that I left some out, so make sure that you leave a comment below with what you think it takes to be a good coworker. All right. I am looking forward to the next video. Please continue to send in those questions. If you have questions, please make sure to drop them below and I will make sure to answer them. All right, until next time.